Welcome back to the BMO boxing world. Let's dive straight into today's biggest stories. MMA community reacts to Nina Drama's exit, polarizing MMA media personality. Nina Drama shocked fans by announcing her decision to step back from UFC content in 2025 to explore other sports and celebrity interviews. Sharing the news on social media, she asked, "Do you think MMA Twitter will miss me if I stop making UFC content?" Reactions were swift and divided. Some fans applauded her for broadening her horizons, while others were less kind. One fan wrote, "MMA Twitter is praying to God you make less UFC content. Thank God you're leaving." Conversely, others supported her decision, saying, "I look forward to your posts and UFC vids. What do you mean we'll see you less? No way." As Nina moves forward, only time will tell how this shift impacts her career. Will you miss her UFC content, or are you ready for a fresh voice in MMA media? Let's dive in next. Is Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab Dvalishvili fight cancelled? As UFC 311 approaches, concerns have surfaced regarding the health of both Umar Nurmagomedov and Merab Dvalishvili. Initially, fans were worried about Merab nursing an injury after he sought treatment at the UFC Performance Institute. However, the focus has now shifted to Umar and whether he's fully recovered from a reported arm fracture late last year. In an interview with Brett Okamoto, Umar addressed the November incident, saying, "They did an X-ray and it showed my arm was broken. But after 20 days I went back and it seemed much better. Even when it was broken I kept running, shadowboxing, just staying in shape." While Umar appears confident about his recovery, fans are skeptical. Some analysts noted his body language seemed uncomfortable during the interview. With the winner of this matchup likely cementing themselves as the next bantamweight title contender, fans are hoping for a clean bill of health for both fighters. Jamahal Hill's call for respect. Jamahal Hill has once again addressed the toxic behavior of some MMA fans. In a heartfelt video reposted from 2022, the former champion urged fans to show respect to fighters, win or lose. "Most of y'all talking wouldn't dare step into the cage," Hill said. "Fighters train day and night, put their bodies on the line, and all some of you do is hide behind a screen and talk trash." Hill's message resonated with many fans, with some praising him for standing against cyberbullying in the MMA community. Others, however, saw it as an overreaction, arguing that criticism is part of being a public figure. Michael Chandler's path to UFC gold. Michael Chandler's electrifying UFC debut in 2021 made waves, but his record has since dipped to 2-4, leaving fans questioning if his championship window is closing. Despite this, former rival Eddie Alvarez believes Chandler still has what it takes to become a UFC champion if he tweaks his game. Chandler has all the tools to win a UFC title. It's just a matter of how he uses them, Alvarez said in an interview with MMA Junkie. "Right now, I don't think he's utilizing his skills properly. It's frustrating because I know his grit and champion spirit. He's got dominant wrestling, incredible strength, and striking power, but he doesn't lean on his wrestling, which could change everything for him." Chandler's losses have mostly come against top-tier opponents like Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, proving he's competing at the highest level. Rumors are swirling about a potential clash between Chandler and Paddy Pimblett in London next year, a fight that could reignite Chandler's momentum. Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul. Fight talks heat up. Big news is brewing in combat sports. Talks of Conor McGregor boxing Logan Paul have ignited debates ever since McGregor hinted at the possibility in December. He revealed discussions for an exhibition bout in India, but opinions remain divided on whether this fight will materialize. While Jake Paul dismissed the rumors as cap and Chael Sonnen expressed skepticism, new reports suggest otherwise. According to an anonymous source cited by Misfits Boxing, the UFC is actively involved in negotiations, with an 80% chance of the fight happening. The source stated that Conor is interested and so is Logan. Talks are progressing and the UFC is involved. They're targeting April of next year and things are moving in the right direction. Fans wonder how McGregor's UFC contract might impact this fight. Historically, the UFC has been strict about fighters competing outside the organization, especially with McGregor being one of their biggest stars. Eddie Alvarez commented, "If Conor tries to get out of his UFC contract to box Logan Paul, it won't be easy. The UFC holds on to valuable fighters, just like Bellator did with me when I was their main guy." Some believe the UFC's involvement might be strategic, aiming to keep McGregor away from rival promotion. Khabib's brutal takedown of Irish MMA fighters. The rivalry between Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov peaked during their 2018 clash, fueling tensions between Irish and Dagestani MMA. Fast forward to today, this rivalry is reignited as Bellator lightweight champion Usman Nurmagomedov prepares to defend his title against Northern Ireland's Paul Hughes later this month. In a promotional video for the PFL, Khabib openly questioned the quality of Irish MMA compared to Dagestan. While he acknowledged McGregor and Hughes as standout fighters, he bluntly stated, "Irish MMA doesn't even come close to matching the dominance of Dagestan. How many fighters do you know from Ireland? Paul Hughes, Conor, and who else? There's no fighter, brother. Dagestan's level of MMA is up here, but Ireland's level isn't even half of that." Khabib highlighted how some organizations avoid assigning Dagestani fighters due to their dominance, further reinforcing Dagestan's reputation as a breeding ground for champions. Meanwhile, Khabib's camp is buzzing with activity as he prepares Umar Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev for their upcoming UFC 311 fights. In a recent Instagram story, Makhachev was seen training with Bilal Muhammad, who's making a strong comeback after battling a challenging bone infection. In the end, make sure subscribe my channel for updates about MMA UFC boxing all over the world. Thanks for watching BMA Boxing.